Hello, all sentient beings, and welcome to the Transmissions Podcast, where we talk all Hasbro, Takara, and third-party Transformers! On this episode, we've got another trainbot for Moon Studios' third-party Raiden combiner. The G1 Seekers get new stylized, non-transforming model kit designs, and with Transformers finally getting a Micro Machines toy crossover, Hasbro better have John Moschitta on speed dial. Today is Wednesday, March 9th, 2022, and this is episode 476 of Transmissions. Welcome to Transmissions, the podcast that's in full support of all the Ukrainian people, especially the farmer that's been stealing Russian tanks. I'm your host Charles, aka Big C, and I'm joined by the excellent Transmissions team. Jeremy, aka Yakko.
Hey, how's it going?
And Daryl, the Cybertronian Beast.
Hey! Let's talk Transformers.
As always, we start the show by thanking our Donatreons, those lovely people who support us on Patreon and PayPal. Thank you all so much for continuing to help us make this show possible. It's your support that keeps us going and, keeps the lights on. So thank you for that. And if you're not a Donatreon supporter, you can become one just by going to transmissionspodcast.com/support. And one of the perks of being a Donatron is that you get access to the early uncut bonus episodes of our Transformers live play RPG podcast, Empire of Rust. And you get them a week early before the regular episode drops. So this week you are getting the uncut version of Empire of Rust episode 71, The Phantom Magnum. And this is exclusive to Donatrons. Will be out. It should already be in your Patreon feed. It came out March 7th, so enjoy that. The regular version of this episode will be out March 14th, so you've just got another week to wait. And everyone, all the Donatrons who get it early, I keep telling you, don't spoil it for everyone else, but enjoy. And of course, you also, as a Donatron, are automatically entered into our monthly Toyhax drawing, where we give away a $10 gift code to one lucky listener every month. You can still enter by sending us emails to contest@transmissionspodcast.com. But if you're a Donatron, you don't have to do any of that. You just get automatically entered. So we're going to do that drawing for February on this episode. So we're going to give away another $10 Toyhax gift code right now. Jeremy, is your assistant ready to go?
Computer, are you ready?
I'm ready when you are.
Okay. If your assistant could give us a random number between 1 and 86.
Computer, give me a random number between 1 and 86.
Here's a number between 1 and 86. It's 4.
4? That goes to John 4X Levingood.
Wow.
Congratulations.
Awesome.
Well done, John.
We need a voicemail, John.
Yeah, man.
Haven't heard from you in a little while.
Yeah, John, come on. You good? You living good? Oh.
Amazing.
I don't have a wah-wah type sound effect anymore.
I'm sure John's never heard that joke before. I don't even know if you could call it a joke, actually.
No, you can't.
Yeah.
John, congratulations. We hope you enjoy your Toyhax gift code and get some cool stickers. Show us what you got when you get it. So we'll be in touch.
Right on.
All right, and let's jump right into some toy news.
All right, and I'm going to start off the show this week by going back to what's recently been my tried and true. That is talking about some trains, and we are going to talk about Moon Studios MS-05 Green Zone. That is their G1 Suiken. Suiken, I believe that is the pronunciation, but these Japanese names, they do throw me. So we got some color prototypes here. We got a bunch of pictures. A whole bunch of pictures of this thing came out in the last little while. We got pictures of him in robot mode, alt mode, and arm mode. So whatever you're interested in seeing, this one here, we've got pictures of it. I adore the colors of this thing. I can say that the vibrant green that they've given him is really nice. It's kind of like a forest green, but the contrast from the green to the dark orange head is really cool, and that all kind of mixed with the dark gray and black of the rest of the body accents. I really quite like the look of this guy. His color palette is really quite nice. The one thing that I will say, and I've never really looked closely at the prototypes or the kind of the CG models of these guys, is that this one here is appears to be the same mold as their other arm, which I believe they've called Cool Peak. So they're doing the same thing with the arms that they did with the legs, which is going to make for a extremely symmetrical combiner, which personally I find very appealing. It fits nicely in my brain when everything kind of looks the same. Same shapes are on either side. So I'm really liking that. The other part that this kind of having the same kind of transformation for both figures kind of helps as well. So essentially what we're looking at here is the leg bots are they're for lack of a better word, they're the same except for a couple pieces here and there because of the fronts. The arm figures are the same except for some panels here and there because of the train. So the torso bots, the torso and then like the hips, they're only two real different trains or transformations out of the entire thing. So really you're only getting 4 transformations out of a 6 bot combiner, which is kind of convenient. You really only have to learn 4. Some people might think of it as a ripoff. You're buying 6 figures and you're only getting 4 different ones. Personally, like I said, I really like the idea that it's symmetrical. So the fact that they all kind of look the same, the legs and the arms, really sits with me quite nicely. Guys, I'm going to throw it over to you about your thoughts on this guy here. What do you think of Green Zone, Charles?
It looks very environmentally friendly.
Okay.
It's green. These look good. I mean, I think when I look at the Green Zone figure close up with all the extra pictures you put from Facebook, the train mode looks really nice. It looks really well done. I think the robot mode looks good. Looks very articulated. He's in lots of cool poses. I mean, the arm mode, when you see them side to side, you can see how similar they are. But I think that'll make it look like a good, well put together combiner. And the trains do look, they have some cosmetic, little bits that make them look a little different for each one. But yeah, I guess the main mold or shell is the same, but I think that allows them to do a good job with the combine mode and make it look good. So I'm okay with that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Jeremy, do you find would you feel, I know you're not getting this because it's quite pricey, but would you feel kind of ripped off by not having individual transformations or kind of anything different for every single figure?
No, I mean, I'm like you, having the similar transformations, even it is, I mean, similar, but it's going to be backwards after you do the first one. But
right,
that just makes my brain happy because my brain isn't the smartest. So, anything like that is a help. And I don't know. I like how symmetrical they are, but then you look at them and, they've changed the paneling. So the trains do look, slightly different. And I think it's nice that the color choices are really good. I mean, like you said with the green, it's just a really nice shade of green. And then the orange. I mean, it's kind of a rusty orange
Mm-hmm.
color, and it works really well with the green. I think it's just a very nice looking figure. And there are enough differences between this one and the other arm piece, which I can't remember his name.
Cool Beak.
Cool Beak. So in robot mode, I mean, there's enough pieces there that they have swapped out where, I mean, yes, the same engineering, but cosmetically they look different enough to where I think it just, they work really well together.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, this looks really good.
Right on. And for anybody who's, who gets kind of upset that the legs and the arms are essentially the same figure, just kind of dressed differently, we just got to look back at like Combiner Wars. It became a joke how many times the Blades mold, I guess, what was he called? Because he came out in the aerial bots first. It was the Alpha Bravo.
Hook?
Yeah.
Alpha Bravo.
The Alpha Bravo mold got used, or something like like some of those cars, they got used so many times and they worked, right? But they were the same. They just got painted differently.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And this is better than just being painted differently. I mean, they've changed the panels and, the interior structure's the same, I'm sure, but looking at it, you don't immediately say, oh, hey, that's the same figure.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, if you look at combiners, traditionally they are all fairly symmetrical, Devastators being one of the few exceptions.
Yeah.
To where, it is completely different on like the left side versus the right.
Yeah, I mean, that's how Scramble City was designed, was everything to be kind of uniform with the same connector point. Mm-hmm. And then all the figures were, I mean, specifically the aerial bots were very, pretty much,
they're all very
each
similar.
One transform. Yeah, they were all had the same transformation, the same like general shape, and then just cosmetic differences in the different jets to make them look a little different.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, I just wanted to update you guys and keep you kind of in the loop on how the Moon Studios combiner is going. We're looking at I think these two are going to be the next two. Kind of 3 and 4 are the arms. So I think that's who it is. Or I guess this is 5. So I'm talking out my ass here. I really don't know who's going to be the next two. So personally, I'd love it that they send us the torso and the thighs next, but if they want to send the arms next, then you're sitting with 4 robots and you're kind of waiting for everybody to come in at the end, and everyone can build them all at the same time. So that's kind of fun too. Anyway, we'll kind of keep you updated on what's happening with this. I had one more topic I wanted to touch base on, and that was something that I kind of found on Dime Chalk's Facebook page, and this is coming from a company that we've never heard of or talked about before. And it's something that I don't usually talk about, so it feels like it's, kind of more Charles's area. But this is a company called Dawn Cosmos Hunter Team. Or I guess the company's just Dawn, and then this is the Cosmos Hunter Team. They are a series of 3 figures. There's not a lot of information here, so please forgive me if I make a mistake here. But it looks like you can get one of 3 here, which is their BP-01 is Red Comet, and that is a Starscream. You've got the BP-02 Azure Flash, which is their Thundercracker, and the BP-03, which is Night Thunder, and that is their Skywarp. Now these are model kits. They are non-transforming, as far as I can tell. There's been no confirmation that they transform, and it does not appear that they do. There doesn't appear to be any kind of like paneling or any kind of like hinges that would lend you to believe that they transform. And they're big. They stand 313 millimeters, 31.3 centimeters, or 12.3 inches. So they're pretty massive for models. Now the reason why I wanted to pick these is they're kind of different looking. They don't, they're not made by Flame Toys, so the aesthetic is quite different. When I looked at them, I kind of got a bit of a Bumblebee movie aesthetic, especially in the chest, but the rest of the the figure really gives me kind of like I don't know, like I almost see a bit of the like the stars, like the Seekers from like the Terminator crossover a little bit in there. The wings are definitely it's a very stylized G1. So, you know, you can take a whole bunch of that stuff over the years and kind of fill in the gaps here. But I don't know, I kind of like the looks of these guys. Now, I'm hoping that the colors on these are not final, because if they are, the colors are shit. They're essentially just like, there's a lot of white and blue on the Starscream, which I really don't like. White I can forgive. Blue shouldn't be on Starscream. It doesn't fit. Especially not in this amount. There's an awful lot here. So I'm hoping that there's some prototype colors in here that really shouldn't be. But anyway, Charles, I know that you're generally the statue guy here, or the model kit guy. So I'm going to ask you, what are your thoughts on this, very little bit of information that we've got to go on these new model kits?
They do look pretty good. Like I do like the aesthetic. It looks like they are pretty well articulated. Since you assemble them, they seem to come with a lot of accessories. Like it looks like the Starscream comes with a rifle that kind of looks like it could be a stylized Megatron.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I mean, I like the aesthetic. It does feel a little bit like Bumblebee movie, but more like a Neo G1 representation.
Mm-hmm.
The heads are a little like, I guess they do give you a close up on the three. Like you've got three heads for the Starscream figure.
Mm-hmm.
I like the smirk. I like the frown. I do not like the O face. I don't know why Starscream is making his O face. I guess he got he got that girl in Office Space, but I don't know.
I mean, he could just be really excited or interested in something, and be exuberant. Not it doesn't have to be dirty, Charles.
I do agree, at least for Starscream. I think Starscream's forearms are blue in the cartoon, and the toy.
That's true. Yeah.
But yeah, the legs look out of place. Like the blue and red accents on the legs look a bit odd, especially with Thundercracker and Skywarp being more like less flashy and more like in line with their own colors. So, but they look good. I'm curious to see if this is something that has a market, given that it's already non-transforming, but now it's a model kit that is not official and not licensed. I'm always curious, like what the market is for these things, but they do look good and they look interesting. I'm curious to see what the pricing will be for them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Jeremy, Charles brings up a good point that they are, unlicensed, and they're really only, I think there's really only the one model kit out right now for Starscream, which is the Flame Toys one, which is extremely stylized. So whether, if you're looking for a Starscream model kit, you really only have the one choice. I believe there is another unlicensed one. I can't think of the name of it right now, but I believe it's more in line with the Bumblebee movie aesthetic, rather than the G1 or any kind of amalgam. But when you look at this, obviously there's a lot of articulation here. It's an action figure when you're done. I mean, that's essentially what you're building with the Flame Toy stuff. So, would you be interested in anything like this?
I mean, I like the molding. Thundercracker and Skywarp look great, but Starscream looks like a mix between your regular Starscream colors and Shattered Glass with the red on the blue.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really throwing me off. I mean, it's kind of making me think of, remember in the comics when, was it in Tillwaller 1 where he got his like perfect form that he always should have had, and it seemed to have more red and blue accents.
Oh, yes,
I'm remembering
that's right.
We've already established that my brain is not the best, but that's kind of what I'm thinking when I see this. And if you were going to do that through the entire figure, then go ahead. But this is just once you get up above his waist, then it's more classic Starscream coloring, and with the like clearly U.S. military plane, wings. It's a mix of so many different things. Either go full on with the stylized or go full on with the realistic. And this is just an amalgam of both of them. And I don't think it really works that well, especially in the coloring.
Mm-hmm. Cool. All right. Well, I had seen it and I thought, okay, well, this is different. So I figured, why not? But that's it. That's all I got to talk about this week. Jeremy, what did you find?
I just have an upgrade kit from Shockwave Labs. This is for, they have 3 upgrade kits here. One is for Shattered Glass Jetfire. This is a missile effect kit. It's SL-126. And then there's SL-127. That's a light upgrade kit for Titan Metroplex. And SL-128, an upgrade kit for Studio Series Core Shockwave. So the Shattered Glass Jetfire is... it's a version of the missile effect kit that they did for the Siege Jetfire, but this one is just more in line with Shattered Glass coloring. And it's the one that, if you remember the Siege one, it comes with the missiles are kind of on wires, so you can have them all posed like they're going in all different directions and stuff. And it's a really neat look to it. And then the Titan class Metroplex, and Daryl, you might be interested in this. It adds some really cool lights around the figure that just makes it look more like, I'm guessing kind of like the game, like in Fall of Cybertron, where you're seeing them light up and stuff. And then the core class Shockwave one, it's mostly filler parts. There's leg and arm fillers, and then a hose piece, so he looks more like the G1 toy. So I think these look really cool. I wouldn't expect the Shockwave one to be very expensive at all, but the other two, since they're both LEDs, I don't know, maybe like I'm guessing like $20-$30. Daryl, do these interest you, particularly like the Metroplex one?
Not particularly. I really like my Metroplex just the way he is. I really enjoyed adding the 6-gun and the what is it? What is his name? Slammer. Yeah, that one. To him. And then that basically completed him for me. I'm very happy to have him done. But having lights on him and stuff like that is just more stuff to lose, I think. And it is just, there's a lot of little pieces when up on the Titan class shelf I've got going on, and this is 8 little things to lose. I really do like the look of the Siege Jetfire missiles. They are interesting and neat, and I like the aesthetic that you can do with him firing this barrage of missiles. I just don't have them set up like that, and I don't have a space to have them set up like that. But I really do like the look of that. So if somebody's into that, then I'm kind of jealous that you have the space for it. The Shockwave, it's cool. It makes it look way better. It's just it's the Shockwave that's way too small for me. So I'm not going to invest that kind of extra money into putting something on a small figure like that. But yeah, it looks way better with that on it.
Yeah, I'm not sure why Hasbro wouldn't just send sell. Okay, yeah, we had to make compromises with these figures, but if you want to just have it for display, you can buy this $5 pack of fillers, and just it just seems like it's something that they could do, but it's not worth it.
Yeah,
they won't make enough money.
No.
All right, Charles, what do you think of these?
I think I got to agree with Daryl that I think the Jetfire missiles are the standout feature for this kit, like these 3 kits. I just think it's really cool. It's a cool idea to have these little, missiles, and hang it from your ceiling in a space battle diorama. with all the missiles coming out. So
I'm not sure why we don't get more things like this for missiles in particular. It just seems like it'd be something easy because like the wire, it's rigid enough to pose, but it also carries the current for the lights.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. Maybe it's too risky to go to mass market because people lose stuff and will complain about it. I don't know.
Yeah,
but the other two kits are kind of meh for me. I don't have Metroplex, so that's immediately. And I'm probably, since Metroplex is an almost 10-year-old figure at this point, I don't think there's any chance of me getting Metroplex at this point unless I want to pay a lot of money. So it's interesting that they're putting this out now for, a 9-year-old figure. The Shockwave, it looks good, but I agree with Daryl that figure's too small. So I've already passed on the Shockwave, so I don't need an upgrade kit for that Shockwave. So, that's how it goes.
All right. Well, what do you have this week?
Okay, well, remember Micro Machines?
Absolutely, positively, definitely. Nobody can get the job done faster than I can. Nobody.
Exactly. They're back, and apparently Micro Machines and Transformers are two great tastes that taste great together. So we've got... And I think we heard a little bit about this coming out, but it's now already in stores. So there's there's a set of 12 different Micro Machines Transformers mystery pack play sets with a vehicle. So you've got all these play sets. They come with a hidden vehicle inside, and they've got different characters. Of course, the vehicles don't transform. They're just representations of the characters, and apparently they're 2007 and Revenge of the Fallen movie characters. So you've got Optimus Prime, Cliffjumper, Revenge of the Fallen Megatron, Nemesis Prime. That wasn't in the movie, but it's just a repaint of Optimus Prime, so it's okay. Sideswipe, Starscream, and then a bunch of other generic cars as well for other. I don't know why they're still branded Transformers playsets if they're just generic characters in those cars. Maybe they're just duds for not getting because these are essentially like blind packs, right, where you won't see the car before you open it. So but the play sets, I guess, transform into a play set from a box. So that's your transformation in these Micro Machine play sets, which Micro Machines are cool. I remember those back in the 80s. Those are fun things to play with. So maybe some kids will be interested in these new generation of Micro Machines, especially now that they're married to Transformers a little bit. So, Jeremy, any interest in these Micro Machine playsets?
Maybe a little. I'm wondering how they would look next to my display of the train if they're in scale with that. So I don't know. I mean, I might pick one up. I mean, if anything, my kid would love it because he loves Hot Wheels. So these are basically little Hot Wheels, but made by Hasbro. I didn't realize that Hasbro had bought Galoob. So, that's even more reason why they're doing this. But I think, it's a great idea. Why not do it? I do question using the movie figures, but whatever. I mean, they probably already have the cars licensed for Micro Machines in general. But yeah, I want to at least get a set of these and check it out.
All right. Daryl, are you interested in picking these up too?
When I was a kid, I was a big Micro Machines fan, but I think the time for those has passed for me. When this story first came out last week, I remember one of the people posting about it mentioned that the opportunity to have the connectors for this kind of base or whatever not be compatible with the city formers was a big miss, and I tend to agree. These just being able to connect to all those ramps and shit that we've been getting all for the past 5 years or whatever, that you could have crossed everything over. You've got all these little roads and all these little micro masters and stuff like that you could have made extra roads for. You've got these humongous city formers that you could connect shit to, and Yeah, I mean, obviously you want people to play with Micro Machines and stay with Micro Machines, but if you can cross over your toy lines, then you've got a lot of potential for play value there. But
yeah, I think someone's going to design a 3D printable version, I'm sure.
I mean, they'll have
like some kind of connector, like universal connector.
But you know, that's for people in like the know to kind of find that, and they'll know where to go. But regular kids and shit like that won't know. They won't know to go and get that stuff. So they'll just have, you know, they might be lucky enough to have one of the giant cities, and then maybe a couple of the mini figures that turn into roads and bridges and stuff. And then they'll end up with this, and you know, them not be able to connect them would be a big disappointment for them. So yeah. So anyway, I like it. It looks good. The fact that it's got Transformers in it is, you know, I mean, that kind of stuff has kind of been happening for the last little while. You've got those Jada Toys ones out that they keep producing basically Micro Machines, but in Transformers branding for the last couple of years. And I assume that's going to stop since Hasbro's producing their own Micro Machines now. But yeah, I mean, it looks good. Micro Machines, I was always a big fan, but I think I'm done with them now.
Okay, well, that's all our toy topics for this week. So let's move on to trips to the store. This is where we show off all the awesome Transformer stuff we got this week. We do this as a video so you can see everything we got in beautiful high definition. We'll put the audio right here in the show so you can keep listening as we describe everything in loving detail. And without further ado, trips to the store.
The Transmissions Podcast will return after these messages.
Okay, let's talk about stuff we got this week. And I will go first because I just have one little comic. It is Transformers War's End, issue number 1, the issue we are reviewing in alt mode this week. And this is the Angel Hernandez cover. So you can see his distinctive art style. Haven't seen him, frequently on the book since the first year of the stories, but here it is. Okay, that's all I got this week, so I'm going to pass it over to Daryl.
Oh boy. All right. Well, I did get a couple books this week. This one here, I'm going to start off with this. Yeah, this one. And I have forgotten who did this one. Shit. This is Transformers 40. This is the RI cover. And I have forgotten who did this. This is Andrew Griffith. That's right. I did find out who did it, and then I forgot. So, yes, this is Andrew Griffith. Yes, I really like this one, and I was very happy to have been able to secure the RI on this one.
The prime design is really great when you don't have to see the
shit front. Yeah. Yeah. Then I have Beast Wars number 13. This is the B cover. Not sure who did this one either, but this is Rhinox transforming. I just thought it was kind of fun with the Maximize and him doing a transformation, which still is fairly rare in Transformers comics. And the last one is Transformers War's End. This is the RI cover on this one as well. This is EJ Sue. And I thought this one was a gorgeous cover. So, yeah, I really, really enjoyed this one as well. Almost looks like it was colored in with pencil crayon, which I thought was really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really neat style.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I picked that one up as well. The toy that I have this week is a toy that I already owned, but it is sealed up here. And it's the box I have for it is autographed by the voice actor. So I'm never opening that one. But it's a figure that I do kind of miss in my collection of G1s. And it's unfortunate because I love the design of this figure. And this is G1 Smokescreen. I've got the other G1 Datsuns, but the addition to the ground effects and the race deco and just the paint scheme of Smokescreen, I absolutely I adore this Datsun mold over the other two. And yeah, this is the reissue, so it was cheaper. The one I have up there signed is the reissue as well, so I actually don't own an original G1 smokescreen. But I wanted to have this mold so that I could kind of mess around with it and see it. And to be perfectly honest, this reissue is gorgeous. It looks like it literally just came out of the box. So yeah, it's I do have all the accessories and all that crap with it. But I mean, yeah, it's all these old G1s.
Dotsons are fun.
They are so
They're
fun.
fun to transform.
Yeah.
And he's complete, not Daryl complete.
He is very, very complete. Yes. 100%. So yeah, I've got the gun and the missile and the launchers and all that jazz. So, yeah, he's quite nice and just very, very shiny and no scratches or nothing. And yeah, I'm very happy to have this just very nice looking G1 figure, G1 smokescreen. So yeah, that's it. That's what I got this week.
Okay. And we're going to end things with Jeremy.
All right. I have a bunch of comics. First, I have War's End. I also have the Angel Hernandez cover. I was tempted to get the EJ Sue one, but in my shop even had it like on display with like their shelf of like staff picks, but it was like $10 versus their normal like $6 or $8. So I couldn't swing it right, justify buying a double since I knew that one was coming. I have Transformers number 40. This is the Angel Hernandez cover as well. It's a pretty good. I like that one. But let's see. I have the Best of Megatron one shot here, and this is the James Biggie cover. I think it's the only cover they did for this. Mm-hmm. It's a collection of various Megatron stories from various continuities, including G1. So my shop was just throwing that into the pull bags of anyone that got Transformer stuff, and if we didn't want it, we could just tell them we didn't want it. Then I have the Beast Wars number 13. This is the Sid Vin Blue cover, and it's nice Cheetor running on Cybertron. I think he's chasing someone. I think this is a foot. Haven't read it yet. And then this comic isn't necessarily Transformers, but it's related, and I thought this was a really good idea. But IDW's losing the license, so I wish they would go further with it. This is the Saturday Morning Adventures G.I. Joe Real American Hero. That's basically a continuation of the cartoon. Dan Schoening cover. This is written by Eric Burnham, who is doing the Beast Wars comic and stuff, very well versed in all this 80s cartoon properties. And I thought he captured the voices of all the characters really well. It's straight out of the cartoon in terms of the insanity of the plot and everything.
That's new this week?
It was in the last couple of weeks.
Oh, okay.
I hadn't been to my store. The toy I have this week, I haven't opened yet, but it is Studio Series 86 Coronation Starscream.
Ooh.
I was excited to have this guy show up.
Hot damn.
So looking forward to getting into this. Which Starscream mold is this based off of? Is this the Earthrise?
Yep.
Or?
I believe it's Earthrise.
Okay.
Yep.
Which was based off classics.
Well, yeah. But I never had an Earthrise Starscream. I'm looking forward to getting into this.
No, it's a great mold.
Yeah. It's a nice, heavy, hefty filling box. So
it's got a big old chair in it.
Well, yeah. So I might show them off again once I get them all unboxed and decked out, because I'm not sure how many new figures I'm going to be getting soon. So anyway, that's all I got.
All right. And that is it for this week's Trips to the Store.
We now return to the Transmissions Podcast.
We're back from our trips to the store, and we will move on to convention news.
All right, just a couple updates here for TFCon Los Angeles. First thing is Eric Siebenahler, who's a Transformers designer, used to work for Hasbro. He's going to be there, and he was largely the lead. He was largely responsible for the Transformers animated series of toys. He was the lead designer there. But if you've been following the toy design at all for Transformers, you've seen his name over there. So he's going to have a Q&A panel, and I'm sure he'll be around. And if you want him to autograph toys, I'm sure he'll do that.
I have to
next we have
think that Derek J. Wyatt was going to be on this list too, with Eric coming now. This is with both of them. If Derek was going to be there, then this would have been just an amazing panel to have both of them there. But sadly we lost Derek, obviously. So it'll be for the people going, kind of a great experience to meet and talk to Eric and get their toys signed and discuss toy design with them. But
I'm sure there's going to be tons of Derek stories.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Well, the next thing I have for TFCon LA is an exclusive figure. This is the Fans Hobby. It's called Fans Hobby X The Chosen Prime M14 or MB14B Arson. So this is a 600 limited number. It is a who is this supposed to be, Daryl?
Fire truck figure. Yeah, I found it out a little while ago. There it is. So this is based on G1 Pyro, and it's I think it's a like a G1, like a Euro G1 character, because I don't think we got it over here in North America. I'm looking at pictures of it here, and it's just.
I know Pyro was in Last Stand of the Wreckers.
That okay, but that doesn't mean his figure came over here though.
Well, no, right.
But yeah, his this is what the figure is based on. There was a BotCon figure as well that came out a while ago. I don't know what year, but I love this figure. This because obviously I like, you guys remember, I do have the Fans Hobby cap, which is the figure that this is based on. Excuse me. The figure, not the figure it's based on, but the mold they're using to make this Arson figure, and it's a great mold. And then the paint scheme they've given it to turn it into Arson is fantastic. The new head that they've given it as well is really awesome too. So yeah, I like the look of it. The fact that they've limited it to 600 pieces is one of those things that I've been kind of pulling for a very long time for these exclusive toys, and I'm really glad that they're doing it. It really just adds the level of exclusivity to the figures, and I'm really happy that they've decided to start doing that. Whether that continues or not,
and these are also going to be individually numbered as well.
Yeah. So that's fantastic.
So it's going to be $80, and it also includes a little minifig that reminds me of like one of the Pretender shells in the design. And the little figure can sit in the like driver's seat, and looks like there's a little steering wheel in there. So yeah, I don't know if
he kind of has the color scheme of Metal Hawk, the Pretender Metal Hawk,
right?
His outer shell, but the minifig becomes his head, right? So. Yeah.
He does?
Yeah. So he obviously needs that guy. I couldn't
tell that he was a headmaster or not.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes more sense.
Yeah.
I'm not up on the Euro G1 stuff.
Yeah. If you're going to, the original Euro G1 was not a headmaster. This toy that they're using from Fans Hobby is a headmaster. So instead of redoing everything and making it with a new head and stuff like that, they just gave him a new head. But what I was going to say is that if you're going to TFCon LA and you were kind of on the fence with this, I have a feeling they're going to sell out of these. It looks beautiful. The limit of 600 that's pretty cool. And it's something that hasn't happened in these exclusives for a while. It was the Ocular Max Sphinx. That was the last one that got it, and that thing sold out really fast. So if you're on the fence about this thing and you're at the show, pick it up. It's $80, and you're going to see these. I bet anything we're going to see these on eBay as the show opens. Like, that's how fast these are going to show up, and they're going to go fast. So pick them up if you see them.
Yeah, definitely. This is a great looking figure. So that is all we got for convention news this week.
All right, and we'll finish up the show with feedback. And we've got an email from Christopher, and it seems like this one is aimed at Daryl. He's not mentioned by name, but Daryl, this one I think might be for you.
I don't know what you're talking about.
And Christopher says, "Hey y'all, love the show as always. This last episode I listened to involved a lot of correcting each other, so I figured I'd throw something into the ring. Here are the pronunciations of the trainbot names, all spoken without accenting any syllable. So we've got the 6 trainbots are Shoki, Cayenne, Yukikaze, Getsui, Suiken, and Seizon. So
I see what you're talking about now.
Christopher helps us out with these pronunciations. Daryl, you want to take a shot? Can you do it?
Oh man,
it's right there.
I think I'm gonna like copy these pronunciations and I'm gonna keep them so that whenever I have to say them during the show, I have them ready here. Thank you very much, just Christopher.
Keep them in your section in the show doc, just so it's always there.
But these are really, really handy. So yeah, those, I've always kind of shied away from using the actual, trainbot names because they're tongue twisters for me. I don't have I'm not that great at pronouncing those Japanese names. So thank you very much, Christopher. That's very much appreciated.
Yeah, that's really awesome.
Yep. All right. And that takes us to the end of this episode. As always, we end each episode by giving a shout out to our masterpiece donatrons. So thank you once again to John Forex Levengood, Dinobot Maximize, Demon Tech 82, and Curtis Akan. You guys are awesome. Thank you for continuing to support the show at its highest level, at our highest level. And that's why we give you a shout out in every episode. You can also get some merchandise from our TeePublic store. That's at transmissionspodcast.com/shop. That will also help out the show. Anything you buy through that link will help us out. And you can buy anything from TeePublic through that link. You don't have to just buy transmission stuff. So lots of choices, lots of cool stuff to get there. And that's it for this episode of Transmissions. Thanks everyone for listening, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Later.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Transmissions. If you'd like to join the conversation, travel to our Discord channel at transmissionspodcast.com/Discord. Want some cool transmission swag? Feast your eyes on our transmissions gear at transmissionspodcast.com/shop. If you'd like to support our podcast, go to transmissionspodcast.com/support or tell your friends about our show. We'll see you next time.